Hello, welcome back to my studio. Today I'm going to be doing some pastel painting, and I'm going to be trying out a new pastel paper. This is a paper made by Canson. It is a French paper manufacturer, and they make a really good selection of paper. This one is a 160 gram paper, and we'll take a closer look at it just now. It's got a really nice texture to it as well. I'm going to do a little beach scene. I use a selection of pastels that built up over the years. They include Unison pastels, Sennelier pastels, Koh-i-Noor pastels as well, and even some Van Gogh pastels from Royal Tarlins. All of them soft pastels. I prefer that to the oil pastels. So soft pastels really give me that painterly effect that I'm looking for, that sort of loose and quite vibrant color effect. And you can find these materials at artsavingsclub.co.za, or your local art supply store should be able to have them as well. Okay, let's have a closer look at the painting that I did with these pastels and the Canson paper. Right, let's have a look at the Canson paper. I've chosen the earth tones, and I think it's quite versatile. It'll work not only with landscape but seascape and portraits as well. But a subtle sort of honeycomb texture to it. Feels really good. Good quality feel to the paper, and with that honeycomb texture it should take on a lot of pastel. So this is the reference I'm working on. Really lovely scene, all about the light, of course. So I'm taking a grey pastel here and just doing a quick sketch of the composition. Very simple composition. Main thing is to set it all up to give a really strong light effect. And let's get in some layers. You can see the texture of the paper showing up clearly there. Building up layers, light and blue, and just to get that sort of warm sky. Going over it with a bit of a neutral color now. And then the brighter blue for that lovely blue sparkle, which will be picked up in the seawater as well. And I just build up, this is about the fourth layer or so, and taking very nicely, just getting a lot of texture, movement in that sky as well. And then into the mountains, keeping an eye on the direction of the sunlight hitting that mountain, and once again building up some layers, getting some aerial perspective there, so sort of muted neutral colors. So I'll let you watch as I work through this. Nothing too unusual about it, more a case of technique. As I said, lots of layers, light and dark, warm and cool shapes. Aerial perspective, quite important, of course. And then when we get into the foreground, making sure that there is a good, strong contrast between light and dark. Sunlight over the beach and into the sea, just to make a very atmospheric and beautiful scene. You have the rock formations, touches of light in the distant shoreline, suggesting a beach in the distance there. And then into the sea, which is one of my favorite parts, and getting those lovely turquoise blues and some light greens in there. It'll be really a scene that I love to paint. Definitely need some more of this bright white pastel. Down to my last piece. Picking up some of that sky color with these blues as well. And just an underlayer here to suggest some wet sand. And go over it with a sort of very neutral color, almost pinkish. And then the darker bits of sand, and then pulling it all together with this very sort of light lilac color almost. These neutral pastels are so important to have in your set, so really look out for a good set of warm and cool neutral pastels, and that will do you very well. Touches of orange because they work so nicely against the blue. Starting in with the shadow, first layer. So this repetition of colors creates a very nice harmony, and of course a beachscape like this, harmony is very important. Everything is influenced by the light and colors reflecting into each other and so on, and this creates a natural harmony which you need to try and follow in your use of color. Now there's some strong darks in the foreground, and these give a lot of structure and strength to the scene and really will help to bring it all together. You can see that my technique is not one of blending. I prefer to push and pull and do forceful strokes and cross-hatching as well. It's a technique I use quite a lot. So it's very much like I would apply paint with a brush. Try and apply thick passages of paint in the light-filled areas, and then cool colors in the shadows, all helping to create an impression of light. And pastels are really great for this as well. They're not just a drawing or blending medium, but because of the intensity of pigment and the easy application of soft pastels, it's very easy to use them to paint. Just a dry painting medium as far as I'm concerned. So getting close to the finish now. This is very much a loose impression, small painting, but a real pleasure to create. A few little dark accents, a few light accents. A few last touches, and let's take off the paper and masking tape. Yeah, very happy with this one. Enjoyed it. Okay, I really enjoyed doing that little painting, and really fun to have the different color papers as well. And with the pastel paper, just having that extra texture can be a real benefit if you like to work in a lot of layers of pastel. So if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please join me for future videos by subscribing below, and you'll be notified of when the next video is uploaded. And if you could share the video as well, that would be fantastic. Okay, until next time, cheers for now.